Theater and Scholarship Challenge. Nice to be back with you. This is year number 43. This is the FCCB Scholarship Challenge presented by Williams Toyota of Sayre. Congratulations to the students here today representing your school and community on today's live broadcast at the Sayre Theater. Our contestants today include 2014 winner Grace Christian Academy, formerly known as North Rome Christian School, Sayre's blue team, Waverly's red team. Waverly's a former champion of Scholarship Challenge in 2002, 2006, and 2007, while Lusing is here today. They won in 1989 and were one team in a four-way COVID tie in 2020. And Sullivan County is with us today as well. They were winners of the challenge here back in 1993. These young adults have worked very hard all school year long to earn a seat here at the competition today. And we are so incredibly proud of each of them and thank them for all their hard work and preparation for today. Only one of this morning's 5 teams will earn the right to come back for finals, which are scheduled for Saturday, March 11th here at the theater. A chance at that beautiful Kwasnoski Cup, center stage here, and the first place prize of $3,000 for their school. Since 1981, Scholarship Challenge has awarded $238,275 in prize money from our patrons, sponsors, and stations. We'll add $6,500 to that total this year. The top 8 teams will earn cash prizes. 5th through 8th places are awarded $250 each. 3rd and 4th places are $500 each. 2nd place is $1,500, and the first place prize is $3,000 to the winning school district. 120 questions are coming your way today on the multiple award-winning Scholarship Challenge, Radigan Media's signature community service broadcasts. In total, Scholarship Challenge will now be heard today on 17 radio stations across the Twin Tiers. It started right here in the Valley on WATS, WAVR, 2 stations now known as Choice 102 and Liberty 960. In 2021, we added WEBO to that mix, and last year we added 95.3 The Bridge and Valley 107.7. How many sevens are in that? Just 3 sevens would be like, it's just 2 sevens. Valley 107.7. And this year, this morning, we're very proud to announce to you that this challenge is now being heard on 7 more additional signals in the Elmira Corning market, including 94 Rock, WLVY, 99.5 WOKN, and 1410 WELM. Lots of radio stations all over the place. No reason to be nervous, guys. It's just a radio show. No problem. It's our pleasure to be back behind the Scholarship Challenge podium to present questions to some of the best and brightest high schoolers from 8 counties on both sides of the border in this annual battle for that beautiful Kwasnoski Cup. Let's meet our first 2 teams on the longest-running radio show in both New York and Pennsylvania, the broadcast that celebrates the power of thought and the magic of the mind. We'll begin on my left by introducing the Sayre Redskins blue team with team captain Olivia Corbin.
Hi, my name is Olivia Corbin. I play softball. I am the SAD Vice President, Class Secretary, National Honor Society Secretary, and I also participate in FBLA and Student Council. My future plans are to attend college for a degree in biology.
Excellent. Thank you, Olivia Corbin from Sayre. To her left, Gabrielle Shaw.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Shaw. I'm a senior at Sayre High School. I'm Vice President of FBLA and National Honor Society. I'm an active member of SAD. I'm our class treasurer. I play volleyball and basketball. I plan on attending Misericordia University for nursing.
Excellent. Thank you, Gabrielle. To her left, Elizabeth Boyle.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Boyle, and I'm a senior at Sayre High School. I'm senior class president, National Honor Society president, and a member of FBLA SAD and the varsity volleyball team. And my future plans are to attend College of Charleston to major in chemistry.
All right. Thank you, Elizabeth Boyle from Sayre. And all the way on the end is Liam Barry.
Hello, I am Liam Barry. I am a member of the class of 2025, and my activities include marching band, gaming club, and class office. My plans after graduation are undecided.
Very good. Thank you, Liam. And on my right from Sullivan County, the Griffins, team captain Tyler Hausnick.
Glad to be back here again, Dave. I'm a senior at Sullivan County High School, and I'm involved in the school's newspaper. its golf team, and the National Honor Society. After I graduate, I plan to major in biochemistry at Bloomsburg University and pursue a job in a research-related field.
Very good. Thank you, Tyler. And to our right on stage here at the Sayre Theater from Sullivan County, Kirsten Shoemaker.
Hi, I'm the historian of the senior class and vice president of FBLA. After high school, I plan on attending college for diagnostic medical sonography.
Very good. Thank you, Kirsten. And to our right, Peyton Preddy.
Hi, I'm a senior, and I am the president of the class, president of student government, and a vice president of National Honor Society. In my future, I plan to travel the world.
That's a good plan. Thank you, Peyton. And all the way to the right stage right here at the Sayre Theater is Owen Brown from Sullivan County.
Thanks, Dave. I'm a senior and I'm involved in competitive dance. I'm an NHS vice president, in yearbook, FBLA as a treasurer, and a cheer captain. I am going to study dance and biology at Muhlenberg College after I graduate.
Very good. Thank you, Owen Brown from Sullivan County. Also joining us in the audience today from Sullivan County, team alternate Stella Harney. And we want to thank the advisor of the Sullivan County team, Deborah Lindner, Principal Lynn Eberlin, and Superintendent Douglas Linder. And on the Sayre side, we want to thank advisor Aaron Roy, Principal Cambria Ely, and our friend Superintendent Dr. Jill Delosio, representing Sayre Redskins. All right, those are our two teams that we start with here this morning. We'll be joined on stage later by Waverly, Wyalusing, and Grace Christian. With the housekeeping out of the way, let's start with some scholarship challenge questions. Round one on the day. Everybody ready? All right, here we go. Parts of this tool include the jaws, the pipe grips, the fulcrum, and the cutter. Identify this common handyman tool whose types include fencing, linesman, water pump, locking, slip joint, bent nose, and needle nose. Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Pliers.
Pliers is correct. Good job, Owen. An intransitive verb does not need one of these to make sense in a sentence. Give this grammar term for a noun or pronoun affected by the action of a verb that usually follows the verb in a sentence and can be direct, indirect. Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Object.
Object is correct. Great job, Owen. We should tell our audience listening in at home that in the first two rounds here, each of these questions are worth 10 points. So with two questions down, Sullivan County's got 20 points. People from Japan began emigrating to this country in the early 1900s. Name this South American. Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right. So what we do then is repeat the question for Sayre Redskins. People from Japan began emigrating to this country in the early 1900s. Name this South American country whose largest city by population contains more than 1 million people of Japanese origin and where Japanese influence has created a native form of jiu-jitsu. That sound means that time is up. The answer we were looking for was Brazil. Question number 4 on the day. This movie features Andy McDowell as a TV news producer sent to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Name this film where the weatherman, Bill Connors, is played by Bill Murray, who is stuck in a blizzard and keeps reliving February 2nd. Liam Barry, Sayre.
Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog Day is correct. She is generally most famous for her novels that include Possessing the Secret of Joy and The Temple of My Familiar. Name this first black woman to win the Pulitzer Prize for fiction for her novel that includes the characters Nettie, Harpo, Shug Avery, and the girl named Celie. Time is up. Alice Walker is the answer we were looking for there. That's 5 questions in on the day. We're tied at 10-10 now. here, so here we go. Question number 6. Name the Pennsylvania house designed by architect Frank Lloyd Wright. Time is up on that one. Falling Water is the answer we were looking for. Question number 7. Johann Strauss wrote one of these called Radetzky, while Beethoven wrote a Turkish one. Liam Barry, Sayre.
Waltz.
That is incorrect. For Sullivan County, Johann Strauss wrote one of these called Radetzky, while Beethoven wrote a Turkish one. Name this military piece whose examples played by high school bands in a parade include Stars and Stripes Forever. Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Anthem.
Incorrect. Answer we were looking for there was March. Question number 8. Credited with developing the alley-oop play with his USF teammate Casey Jones. The finals MVP in this sport is now named for this man who died in July of 2022. Name this legendary center who, between 1956 and 1969, won 11 NBA championships with the Boston Celtics. Time is up. Bill Russell's the answer we were looking for. Question number 9. The first one of these was nicknamed LGM-1 for Little Green Man. Give the term for these rapidly spinning neutron stars that emit short bursts of energy from their magnetic poles. Time is up. Pulsars. Question number 10. The economics this term usually describes, I'm sorry, let me start that again. In economics, this term usually describes money given out by the federal government as an incentive to get people to start spending again. Give this term that in psychology means anything done to an organism that creates a response. Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Stimulus.
Stimulus is correct. Thank you, Owen. Good job. So at the end of our first 10 questions of the day, Sullivan County is in the lead, 10-0. The way the scoring works in these first 2 rounds, questions are 10 points each, and if you get something wrong, you lose 10 points. So we've gone up, we've gone down, we've gone sideways. We're at 10-0 right now. Sullivan County in the lead over Sayre. We'll be right back with more questions between these two wonderful teams on the 53rd FCCB Scholarship Challenge, presented by Williams Toyota. 43rd. I'm ahead of myself. Welcome back to the Sayre Theater. I am Dave Radigan, and this is the 43rd Annual Scholarship Challenge. I tried to skip ahead 10 years there, but it's probably a bad idea. Joining me on stage is my wife, Irene Radigan. She and I are only the second and third people ever to host Scholarship Challenge after the late, great Chuck Carver created this show back in 1981. We love our facts and figures around here, even if I mispronounce them from time to time. It is time to check in with Sullivan County as we learn a little bit more about each of the school districts who participate in the Scholarship Challenge today. We are going to go to the floor mic here in the auditorium where Stella Harney, team alternate for Sullivan County, is going to read the school bio.
Located in the Endless Mountains, Sullivan County School District is one of the few county-wide districts in PA. Sullivan County Junior-Senior High School incorporates grades 7 through 12 and offers both academic and vocational programs. Numerous advanced placement, honors, and dual enrollment courses are available to our students. Activities for a wide range of interests are provided at Sullivan County High School. The school sponsors reading competition, FBLA, and Envirothon clubs that have been successful in regional and state competitions. Other active organizations include the National Honor Society, Student Government, Science Club, and Ski Club. Many of our athletic teams and athletes have qualified for district, regional, and state competitions. We would like to wish the basketball team and wrestlers good luck as they move into the postseason. This year, the Drama Club will be performing Dilemmas at Dinner. Come out and enjoy this wonderful play being performed March 10th and 11th at Sullivan County High School. Sullivan County High School appreciates the opportunity to compete in the Scholarship Challenge. We would like to thank the administration, school board, and faculty for their support. Special thanks to Radigan Broadcasting for their sponsorship of this event and support of academic achievement.
Thank you, Stella Harney. Stella Harney, an alternate with the Sullivan County Griffins. School colors are red and white at Sullivan County, and they are previous winners of the Scholarship Challenge in 1993 and 1998. On stage with Sullivan County this morning, from a little bit closer to the theater, are the Sayre Redskins blue team. There are 22 teams from 19 school districts this year in the Scholarship Challenge. Now, most school districts submit one team, but here in the Valley, we do love our competition, and all three Valley school districts, Waverly, Athens, and Sayre, have submitted 2 teams each. So the Sayre Redskins are on stage with us today, and we'll be hearing their school bio coming up after this next set of questions. Let's get back into the questions now on Scholarship Challenge. It's the second round of the first match. Question number 11 for the day. Although most of his films are in the fantasy or horror genres, he also directed dramas like the movie version of Broadway's Sweeney Todd. Name this American director of Edward Scissorhands and The Nightmare Before Christmas. Tim Burton is the answer we were looking for there. Question number 12. The Supreme Court has kept this power from presidents. Usually used to prevent spending, what hyphenated term describes a governor's partial veto of a bill that still allows the rest of the bill to become law? That would be a line item veto, something I'd like to apply for in our house. Question number 13. For a tree, this substance makes up the growing part of the trunk. One type of this substance is called cork. Identify this layer of plant cells located between the xylem and the phloem of vascular plants that causes secondary growth of the plant's stems and roots. The cambium. Question 14. Landmarks in this state include the Bighorn Medicine Wheel and the Fort Bridger State Historic Site. Identify this western state that is also home to the South Pass City Historic Site and the town of Jackson Hole and the Liam Barry, Sayre.
Mississippi.
That is incorrect. We'll repeat the question for Sullivan County. Landmarks in this state include the Bighorn Medicine Wheel and the Fort Bridger State Historic Site. Identify this western state that is also home to the South Pass City Historic Site, the town of Jackson Hole, and the Cheyenne Depot Museum. Time is up on that. State of Wyoming. Question number 15 is a math question. Give the values of x and y that solve the system of equations 3x plus 4y equals 2 and 2x minus y equals 5. Time is up to ring in the answer we're looking for. X equals 2, y equals minus 1. Question 16. This man was nominated vice president at the first ever Democrat National Convention in 1832. Name this New Yorker who won that election and then the next one to become president, but who then lost his re-election bid to William Henry Harrison. Time is up. Martin Van Buren. Question number 17. Creating this substance often requires 3 furnaces at different temperatures that allow this substance to cool off slowly to keep it from cracking or shattering. Name this common substance that is often stained different colors. Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Glass.
That is correct. Good job. Question number 18 on the day. Score. Sullivan County in the lead with 20 points. Sayre trailing with minus 10. Question number 18. These are 10-point questions. This tribe first lived in Eastern Europe, but eventually sacked Rome in 410 AD, led by its king Alaric the Great. Rodrigo was the last king of what tribe that should never be confused with their Balkan cousins, the Ostrogoths? Liam Barry, Sayre.
The Visigoths.
The Visigoths is correct. Good job, Liam. Question number 19. The score now, 20-0. Question number 19. This man was put in a pillory by Queen Anne, but later wrote a popular tour through the whole island of Great Britain, along with a journal of the plague year. Name this British creator of the characters Moll Flanders and Robinson Crusoe. Time is up on that one. Nobody rang in up here on stage. Anybody in the audience know the answer to that one? Defoe is correct. Good job. All right. 10 points for the audience. Question number 20. Pencils and paper ready. Using pi, find the volume of a right circular cylinder with diameter 8 inches and height 6 inches. So mercy there from the back table with a little extra time, but nobody ringing in on that one. I wouldn't ring in if you let that go all day long. 96 pi inches cubed. 96 pi inches cubed. All right, that's the end of 20 questions. The first 2 rounds. We still have one more round to go. When we come back, we are going to hear the school bio from the Sayre Blue Team. Questions will be worth 20 points apiece. Sullivan County currently in the lead with 20 points. Sayre not. It is the 43rd Annual FCCB Scholarship Challenge presented by Williams Toyota, and this is the Sayre Theater. Sure. Thank you. Welcome back to the stage of the Sayre Theater. We are here doing Scholarship Challenge. It's our first time back this year, and this year we keep adjusting things a little bit, a little to the left, a little to the right, trying to get it dialed in just correctly. The last couple of years, we've combined our Scholarship Challenge and done a morning session and an afternoon session and done the whole competition in just 3 days. We've stretched it back out this year to 6 different Saturdays. So if you're enjoying today's programming, and I hope that you are, make a date to join us at 10 a.m. every Saturday morning on this station for the next 6 weeks as we continue to work through the school districts of the Twin Tiers on Scholarship Challenge. We will have today and the 3 Saturdays that follow will all be high school. And then on the 5th Saturday, which works out to be, I think, March 4th, we're going to bring back Middle School Challenge, which is a very popular event. We haven't done it since pre-COVID. There's been a lot of demand for us to bring that back, and we're happy to oblige. So on March 4th, we'll have all middle schoolers that day, and that'll be pretty cool. That'll be our off week between qualifiers, and then when we come back on March 11th, we'll have finals for the high school challenge. So pretty cool stuff. Just a little programming note for you on that. We thank you for tuning in today. Grace Christian is here, Sullivan County, Sayre, Waverly, Wyalusing, all in the theater today. Up on stage with me right now is Sullivan County and Sayre Redskins Blue Team, one of 2 teams submitted this year from Sayre. And we are going to go to Olivia Corbin now, who's not only the team captain for the Sayre Redskins Blue Team, but she's also going to read us the biography for the Sayre School District.
Sayre Area High School, located in the Susquehanna Valley, is a school of about 500 students enrolled in grades 7 through 12, commonly known as the Little School with a Big Heart. Since its beginning in the era of the Lehigh Valley Railroad to the transition to a community, Sayre Area High School has traditionally been an important institution in the community. This is demonstrated annually by its giving to community organizations in the Valley, such as the Salvation Army's canned food drives, which receives Sayre High's donations of thousands of items annually. Sayre students are involved in a variety of activities, including athletics, music, art, and drama. The boys' basketball team is leading an NTL small school division. The Sayre Drama Department is currently working to put on The Little Mermaid, which will be performed on March 31st and April 1st. National Honor Society has just accepted a new group of students into the chapter, and 13 students will be attending FBLA States in Hershey.
Thank you, Olivia Corbin, team captain for the Sayre Redskins Blue Team today. All right, it is a scholarship challenge. We've done 10-point questions so far today, 20 of them down, 10 points apiece. The score is that Sullivan County in the lead with 20. Sayre has been up, they've been down, and they're back in the middle here at 0, so we're at 20-0 right now with Sullivan County in the lead. There are 10 questions left between these 2 teams this morning. They're now worth 20 points apiece. Question number 21. If your blood didn't contain this type of solution, drinking a can of soda might kill you because the acid in the soda would cause a huge change in the pH of your blood. Give the term for any chemical solution that is designed to keep its own pH as stable as possible. Buffer is the answer. Question number 22. His most controversial novel shot up the bestseller list again in 2022 after he was stabbed while giving a speech in New York. Name this author, a native of India, but now a knighted British citizen, whose works include Midnight's Children and the Satanic Verses. Salman Rushdie is the answer. Question number 23. This novel tells a group of American and British young people who travel from France to Pamplona, Spain, to watch the running of the bulls. Name this Ernest Hemingway novel about Robert Cohn, Lady Brett Ashley, and Jake Barnes. The sun also rises. Question number 24. Sound cannot travel through what type of space that contains no matter, giving rise to the phrase, in space, no one can hear you scream? Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Vacuum.
Vacuum is correct. That puts Sullivan County in the lead with 40-0. All right, question number 25, 20 points apiece, 5 left. One meaning of this word is an abbreviation created by the first letters of words, such as FBI for Federal Bureau of Investigation. Give this 7-letter term that also defines a word created by the first letters of words, such as NATO. From Liam Berry, Sayre.
Acronym.
Acronym is correct. Good job, Liam. Question 26. His 10-year prison sentence from a Soviet court was cut short when he was exchanged for Soviet spy Rudolf Abel, an exchange shown in the movie Bridge of Spies. Name this American pilot shot down by the Soviet Union in 1960 while flying a U-2 spy plane over Soviet territory. Powers. Francis Gary Powers. Question number 27, 3 questions left. He befriended the symbolist poets whose influence is heard in his opera, Pelleas and Melisande, and his tone poem, Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun. What French composer is more famous today for his jazz piece, Gollywog's Cakewalk, and his piano piece, Clair de Lune? Liam Berry, Sayre.
Debussy.
That is correct. So what just happened there with 2 questions left is Liam and Sayre tied things up with Sullivan, and the score is now 40-40. 2 questions to go between these 2 teams. You guys always do this to me. It's okay. I love it. It's great. Here. Okay. TripAdvisor's recommended sites in this city include Spartak Stadium, Peter's Palace, and the Crimean Bridge. Name this European capital city that also includes St. Basil's Cathedral, the Liam Berry, Sayre.
St. Petersburg.
Incorrect. That is a 10-point penalty, so now Sullivan County's at 40 and Sayre's at 30. We'll repeat the question for Sullivan County. TripAdvisor's recommended sites in this city include Spartak Stadium, Peter's Palace, and the Crimean Bridge. Name this European capital city that also includes St. Basil's Cathedral, the Bolshoi Theater, Red Square, Lenin's Mausoleum, and the Kremlin. Tyler Hausnick, Sullivan County.
Moscow.
Moscow is correct. Sullivan now leads 60-30. Question 29. Actually, now there are 2 questions left. There's 1 left on the next page. It's not over yet. Okay, I can't count. Good thing you guys can. All right. One of this author's nonfiction works explains a little about why he wrote not in Latin, but in Italian. Name this medieval poet whose most famous work was termed divine by fellow Italian Giovanni. Liam Berry from Sayre.
Dante.
Dante is correct. It also saved me from having to pronounce his last name. Thank you. All right. Score is 60-50, Sullivan County in the lead. There's no pressure here, but 1 question left. Governor Morris of Pennsylvania is said to have written most of what introduction to the U.S. Constitution? Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Preamble.
Preamble is correct. Great job, Owen and Sullivan County and the Sayre Redskin Blue Team. The score at the end of the match is 80 for Sullivan, 50 for Sayre. Congratulations to both teams. Very well done. Sullivan will stay on the stage, and they will take on Grace Christian Academy when we come back on the 43rd Annual FCCB Scholarship Challenge presented by Williams Toyota. Welcome back to the Sayre Theater. My name is Dave Radigan, your host for the day today, along with my wife Irene Radigan, our co-host. She stands over my shoulder here in the theater and makes sure that I'm pronouncing things correctly and reads along with our questions and whatnot. We are now back at the theater and have brought up Grace Christian Academy to the stage, and we will check in with Colby Johnson in just a little bit to do the bio for Grace Christian. Welcome up to the stage. I think I got that right, and if I didn't get that right, don't worry about it. You're right, I'm wrong. That's usually how it works around here. So welcome up to the stage, Grace Christian. We are ready to roll. Oh, what do we start here with? We start by introducing the kids. That's what we do. We start there. All right, so let's start at the top. You guys are good. I'll get it figured out. This is us here. So we start by introducing from Grace Christian Academy, the Eagles, team captain Colby Johnston.
Hello, my name is Colby Johnston. I'm a 9th grader from Grace Christian Academy, and I'm part of student council, and I plan on returning next year.
Very good. Thank you, Colby. Next to Colby is Caleb Van Ostrand.
Hi, my name is Caleb Van Ostrand. I am a freshman at Grace Christian Academy. I am the president of student council and help with the yearbook, and I plan on returning next year as a sophomore.
Excellent. Thank you, Caleb. And just down one more seat is Jayla Daniel from Grace Christian.
Hi, I'm Jayla Daniel. I go to GCA and I'm in 9th grade. I play soccer and basketball.
Excellent. Welcome, Jayla. And at the end of the line there on stage left is Jun Choi.
Hello, I'm Jun Choi, and I'm from Korea. I'm exchange student, and I'm sophomore of Grace Christian Academy.
Very good. Thank you for being here. Grace Christian Academy Eagles. Round of applause for them today. And a round of applause for Sullivan County Griffins on stage with us still, defeating the Sayre Blue team on stage here this morning in our first match of the day. This brings us into our second match. We'll do 30 questions between these two teams here this morning. We're back to 10-pointers for the first two rounds. If you guys are ready on my right, and you are ready on my left, we will continue with Scholarship Challenge questions. This concept is given to emergency vehicles, so cars pull over for an ambulance. This concept is given to pedestrians in a crosswalk, so cars at the crosswalk must stop. What three-word driving concept? Colby Johnson, Grace Christian.
Right of way.
Right of way is correct. Good job, Colby. Question number 2, between these two teams, the word that comes from the Latin for fourth, the number fourth, right? Or like fourth, can describe a set of 3 numbers that divide a set of data points into 4 parts. Give this statistical term that is also any fourth of a frequency distribution and is the Q in the acronym IQR. Quartile. Question 3 between these two. This country's House of Bourbon has ruled since 1700, but with 3 major interruptions, including the 5-year period when the country was ruled by Napoleon Bonaparte's Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
France.
That is incorrect. We'll repeat the question for Grace Christian. This country's House of Bourbon has ruled since 1700, but with 3 major interruptions, including the 5-year period when the country was ruled by Napoleon Bonaparte's brother Joseph. What European country's current Bourbon monarch is King Philip VI and son of Juan Carlos I. Colby Johnson, Grace Christian.
Spain.
Spain is correct. Good job. Question number 4. The Hindenburg and the Goodyear blimp are each examples of a dirigible, or a lighter-than-air aircraft that has a power source and a steering mechanism. Spell dirigible. Time is up on that, note takers. Dirigible, D-I-R-I-G-I-B-L-E. My grandmother used to say that word a lot, and I don't know why. Question number 5. This state contains the Sinclair Lewis town of Gopher Prairie and the Garrison Keeler town of Lake Wobegon. What Midwest state is also the setting for The Immigrant Suite, a set of novels about Swedish immigrants? No takers on that question. It was given to me by Garrison Keeler, who I saw backstage earlier today. The answer is Minnesota. This company purchased the C.E. Hooper Company in 1950, which provided ratings that estimated the popularity of radio shows. Name this company that uses reach and frequency to help generate estimated ratings of how many people watch a given TV show nationwide. Probably a radio person in the audience that knew the Nielsen Company. All right, question number 7 between Sullivan County and Grace Christian. Grace Christian is in the lead, 20 to -10. His artwork included a corncob chandelier for a corn room, as well as a painting of the birthplace of his fellow Iowan Herbert Hoover. Name this regionalist artist who featured a woman standing next to a man with a pitchfork in his 1930 painting, American Gothic. Grant Wood is the answer to that one. Question number 8. Identify the Major League Baseball team long a part of the American League's Eastern Division, whose past stars include shortstop Cal Ripken Jr. Baltimore Orioles. Question 9. This volcano type usually has very steep sides with a crater at the top. The best known volcano of this type is Paricutin in Mexico. Give the two-word name for this most common type of volcano. Cinder cone volcano. Question 10. This store chain began in Seattle by selling only shoes. When the chain expanded to also sell other clothing, those stores added the word best for a few years to their names. Identify this chain of luxury clothing stores whose clearance locations are called blank rack. Kirsten Shoemaker, Sullivan County.
Nordstrom.
That is correct. Good job. All right, we got out of the negative territory there. Grace Christian's in the lead with 20-0 at the moment for Sullivan County. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will get the school biography from Grace Christian here on the 43rd Annual FCCB Scholarship Challenge presented by Williams Toyota. Welcome back to the stage at the Sayre Theater, where we are working our way through the first day of Scholarship Challenge, the first of 6 days that we'll be broadcasting Scholarship Challenge this year, starting today, this Saturday, through the next 6 Saturdays, weather permitting. We do allow for snow days or bad weather days if necessary. We do have teams that travel from quite a far distance to participate in Scholarship Challenge. Sullivan County is a great example of that, and they are on stage with us here today, along with Grace Christian Academy Eagles. Earlier in the broadcast, we learned about the Sullivan County Griffins with their school biography, and now that Grace Christian Academy joins us on stage, we will check in with them for their school biography, which will be read by Alan Van Ostrand from the floor mic here in the auditorium.
Grace Christian Academy is a parent-owned and operated kindergarten through 12th grade interdenominational school. Our school has a strong academic program with general, college prep, and honor courses. GCA is formerly known as the North Rome Christian School. Our name changed with the acquisition of a new facility and is currently located in Ulster, Pennsylvania. Student activities include the Northeastern Pennsylvania Regional Bridge Building Competition, the Science Olympiad, and the Envirothon. We are 2014 Scholarship Challenge champions and 2019 second place finishers. Our Eagles sports program includes soccer, basketball, and volleyball. The mission of our school is to provide outstanding educational programs that reinforce Christian family values prepare students to excel academically, and motivate them to develop a Christian lifestyle that results in service to God and mankind. We want to personally thank the Radigan Broadcasting Group for inviting us to this year's competition. We appreciate the time and effort they, as well as their staff, put into organizing this event. It's a privilege to compete in Scholarship Challenge.
Thank you, Alan Van Ostrand. Alan is an alternate on the team with Grace Christian Academy. Grace Christian Academy happens to be in the lead up on stage here at the moment with a score of 20-0 over Sullivan County. Sullivan County not spending much time with a no score up on stage here this morning as they defeated the Sayre Blue team just a little bit ago. So we've had some nice competition here already on Scholarship Challenge, and we're excited to have it continue here this morning. Still coming up, we have Waverly and Wyalusing as well as we work our way through the competition today. Back to the questions. The second round, there's still 10-point questions each. 10 points if you get it right, and you lose 10 points if you get it wrong. 20-0, Grace Christian in the lead. Question number 11. What exercises instructions are: stand with your feet hip distance apart, toes pointed out slightly. Keep your head in line with your tailbone. Shift your hips back. Bend at the knees. Lower down until your thighs are paralleled with the floor. And then drive up through your heels to return to standing. Peyton Preddy, Sullivan County.
Squat.
Squat is correct. It's not even fun to describe, is it? Question 12. In this form of government seen in Japan and Thailand, the ruler has limited power while the day-to-day operations are supervised by a prime minister and by written laws. Give the two-word term for this type of government. Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Constitutional monarchy.
That is correct. Great job, Owen. Owen just tied it up, 20-20. Grace Christian, Sullivan County. Question number 13. In the theories of Sigmund Freud, your ego makes decisions whether to follow your superego, the good and charitable part of your personality, or what nasty and selfish part of your personality. That would be the id. Number 14. Named Home of the Bear by Cheyenne Indians. This formation was first visited by white people in 1859 on their way to Yellowstone. What first U.S. national monument seen in the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind is above the Belle Fourche River in Wyoming? Devil's Tower National Monument. Question 15. Which part of speech that answers the questions how, where, when, condition, and reason is often formed by adding the suffix ly to an adjective? Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Adverb.
Adverb is correct. Great job. Sullivan County takes the lead, 30-20. Question number 16 in round 2. The gold one of these between 1849 and 1889 was smaller than a dime. In 2005, Congress authorized the creation of these to honor U.S. presidents. What form of American money also? Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
$1.
Judges? I'm going to say no on that. Do we agree? We agree on no. Okay, that is incorrect, Owen. There's the thing, there's the thing. We'll repeat the question for Grace Christian. The gold one of these between 1849 and 1889 was smaller than a dime. In 2005, Congress authorized the creation of these to honor U.S. presidents. What form of American money also comes in Susan B. Anthony and Sacagawea styles? Time is up for Grace Christian on that. The answer we were looking for is the dollar coin or the silver dollar. You were in the neighborhood. Yep. The score is tied at 20 all. Question number 17. Some varieties of what fungus are edible, provided you don't pick a toadstool by accident? And Peyton Preddy, Sullivan County.
Mushroom.
Mushroom is correct. Good job. Taking the lead 30-20. Through which of the three phases of matter does sound travel fastest? Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Gas.
Incorrect. Repeating for Grace Christian Academy. Through which of the three phases of matter does sound travel the fastest? Solid is the answer we were looking for. Question 19. He was about to leave for a job in Jamaica when he learned of the success of his collection poems of He was about to leave for a job in Jamaica when he learned of the success of his collection poems, chiefly in the I'll get this. All right. He was about to leave for a job in Jamaica when he learned of the success of his collection poems, chiefly in the Scottish dialect. Later, he became beloved by his countrymen who emigrated to Canada. What Scottish poet is most famous for his poem sung on New Year's Eve? Robert Burns. Question 20 in round 2. In linear programming, this point is where two constraints cross each other. For a parabola, it is the point where the direction of the parabola changes. Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Max or minimum?
Negative. Incorrect. We'll repeat for Grace Christian Academy. In linear programming, this point is where two constraints cross each other. For a parabola, it is the point where the direction of the parabola changes. Give this term that in geometry is the point where two rays meet each other to form an angle. Time is up, and vertex is the answer we were looking for there. All right, so that brings us to the end of the first two rounds in the second match. We've got one round left between these two teams on stage. When we come back, we will increase the points on each question. It'll be 20-point questions when we come back, and we'll see what we can do with this score. Grace Christian's currently in the lead, 20-10 over Sullivan County on the 43rd Annual Scholarship Challenge, brought to us by FCCB and Williams Toyota.
They have daily activities, great meals, help in managing medications,
Thank you, Sean. We are live at the Sayre Theater here in lovely, beautiful Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth, just a stone's throw from the New York border here in the Twin Tiers. We welcome in high school teams from all across New York and PA in the Southern Tier, the Northern Tier, to Scholarship Challenge. On stage right now, we have Sullivan County and Grace Christian. Grace Christian's in the lead, 20-10. We have 10 questions left between these two teams here this morning, and each question is worth 20 points if you get it right, but there is a 10-point penalty if you get it wrong. As is always the case in Scholarship Challenge, you lose 10 if you get it wrong, so we're keeping up with that here. Scoreboards here are on the stage, so our audience in the theater is following along with us, and I'm doing my best to remember to update our listeners at home on the score here as we travel throughout the competition. Sullivan County, Grace Christian Academy, here are your next 10 questions. This process may use the current created with a battery to separate two elements out from a substance that contains them both. Give the chemical term for this process that also describes the use of an electric current to permanently remove hair. You'll learn that when you get older. It's called electrolysis. Question 22. The Iranian space satellite launched in 2022 is named for this poet whose most famous works translations gave us the phrase, a loaf of bread, a jug of wine, and thou. Name this medieval man of letters whose poem collection, Rubaiyat, was written in Persian. Time is up. Omar Khayyam. Question 23. This story's title character had a secret affair with the construction worker Homer Barron, which was only discovered after her death when Homer's poisoned body was found in her bed. Give either the first or last name of this strange character in a William Faulkner short story. A Rose for Emily, or Grierson, would have been accepted there. Question 24. Though it can be converted to energy without using oxygen, too much of it can build up and cause a burning feeling in muscles during intense exercise. Tyler Hausnick, Sullivan County.
Lactic acid.
Lactic acid is correct. 20 points for you. Put Sullivan County back in the lead, 30-20. The final step of this plan was left to a man who was arrested before the plan could be carried out on November 5th, 1605. Give the common two-word phrase for this plan in which Guy Fawkes, Colby Johnson, Grace Christian.
Gunpowder plot.
Gunpowder plot is correct. Question 26. One man with this last name was Oliver Hazard, who won the Battle of Lake Erie in the War of 1812. What last name was also shared by Oliver Hazard's younger brother Matthew, who, as a Navy Commodore, forced Japan to open trade with the West in 1854? Colby Johnson, Grace Christian.
Perry.
Perry is correct. Good job. Grace Christian now in the lead, 60-30. Some of his 20 known artworks, including the Virgin Mary, like his Ghent altarpiece. What early Northern Renaissance artist, a 15th century native of Belgium, also painted secular works like Portrait of Man in a Red Turban and the Arnolfini Wedding? The Arnolfini Wedding. Jan van Eyck. Question 28. This landmark created by the effect of the Himalayan mountains is crossed as part of the Silk Road. Identify this landmark shared by China and Mongolia that is named from the Mongolian for waterless place? Colby Johnson, Grace Christian.
The Gobi Desert.
Gobi Desert is correct. Grace Christian in the lead, 80-30. Question 29. This honey-flavored substance, when drunk by humans, was said to turn their blood into a gold substance called ichor. Did I miss a word? Sorry. Let me start from the beginning. This honey-flavored substance, when drunk by humans, was said to turn their blood into a golden substance called ichor, I-C-H-O-R. Name this substance used by the Greek gods to preserve their immortality. Owen Brown, Sullivan County.
Nectar.
Incorrect. For Grace Christian, this honey-flavored substance, when drunk by humans, was said to turn their blood into a golden substance called ichor. Name this substance used by the Greek gods to preserve their immortality that is usually discussed together with nectar in Greek myth. Time is up. Ambrosia is the answer we're looking for there. Final question between Grace Christian and Sullivan County. Grace Christian in the lead, 80-20. Considered one of the 4 great Anglican hymns of the 1800s, it was written by Augustus Toplady and said to have been inspired by his hiding place during a storm. Identify this hymn, whose first lyrics, after its 3-word title, say, "Cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee." Rock of Ages. And with that brings us to the end of this match between the Sullivan County Griffins and the Grace Christian Academy Eagles. Grace Christian victorious with 80 points over Sullivan County's 20 points. They put up 2 really good matches here today. We appreciate you guys coming in. What were your thoughts on Scholarship Challenge here this morning, guys? Tyler Hausnick's the captain for Sullivan County. Did you have fun?
Pretty fun.
Yeah, nice to have you back again. You guys have fun today?
Pretty good.
You guys did a good job. Owen, man, you are this close on a couple. You're right in that neighborhood. You did very, very well, all of you.
Thanks.
Congratulations. Thanks for being here today. All right, when we come back, we are going to clear the stage for Grace Christian. You guys can go back to the audience, take a seat. We're going to bring Waverly's red team up and Wyalusing on the stage as well for the next match of Scholarship Challenge here at the Sayre Theater. Welcome back to the Sayre Theater, and thank you for being here today, whether you're in the theater with us or listening on any of our 17 Radigan Media stations across the southern tier of New York or the northern tier of Pennsylvania. Great to have you along for today's broadcast. This is the 43rd year of Scholarship Challenge. Today is the first of 6 broadcast dates this year that will have the Scholarship Challenge play out for you over this winter season. It's a whole lot of fun we have here. We give away $6,500 in scholarship prize money to the top 8 teams. The top prize is $3,000. Second place prize is $1,500, then $500 and $250 down from there. It's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful cause. The money goes to the schools, and then from there they determine what it is they do with that money that's brought back by these great teams here. We have a fresh batch of schools on the stage with us this morning. We've already had Grace Christian, Sullivan County, and Sayre Blue join us this morning. Grace Christian is going to be coming back up on stage in just a little while to compete against the victor of Waverly or Wyalusing, and we'll see how that plays out as we go along. As we have 2 fresh teams, we'll start with introductions in alphabetical order. Waverly to Wyalusing. Well, I guess we'll start on my right with Waverly Wolverines Red Team. This is one of 2 teams submitted to Scholarship Challenge this year from the Waverly Central School District. We start by introducing team captain, Brianna Wilson.
I'm Brianna Wilson. I'm a senior at Waverly High School. I'm the president of Leadership Crew and a Waverly Junior Rotarian. I'm also a member of Drama Club and National Honor Society, and in the future I plan to go to Binghamton University for human biology.
Sounds great. Thank you, Brianna. Next to her is Ada Sludel.
Hi, I'm Ada Sludel. I'm a senior at Waverly High School. I am the secretary of the chorus. I participate in Drama Club, and I'm a junior Rotarian. And in the fall, I plan to attend Corning Community College.
Thank you, Ada. And to her right is Reagan Rott.
Hi, my name is Reagan Rott. I'm a senior. I'm a member of the percussion section in the Waverly Band. I'm in Drama Club, NHS, Junior Rotary, and many other things. I plan to go to a 4-year school for journalism.
Oh, very good profession. Thank you, Reagan. Antonio Cusano, all the way to our stage right.
Hello, I'm Antonio Cusano. I'm a senior member of Waverly High School, and I'm a member of National Honor Society. I'm also a member of the Student Council. I seek to pursue mechanical engineering, and I'm going to St. Bonaventure.
Excellent. Abani, thank you, Antonio. To our left, the Wyalusing Rams. We welcome back a team that was on this stage just last year. I see you've put the band back together, Aaron Saltzman. Aaron Saltzman's the team captain. Tell us about yourself.
Yes, hello. My name is Aaron Salzman. I'm a senior at Wyalusing. I'm a part of many clubs at our school, but my favorite has to be the Dungeons and Dragons Club, where I'm currently running a campaign. I am currently a movie manager at our sister theater, the Keystone in Towanda. And this fall, I plan on attending Pennsylvania College of Art and Design in Lancaster and pursuing a major in illustration.
Very good. Thank you, Aaron. To our left is Ethan Lewis from Wyalusing.
Hi, my name is Ethan Lewis, and I'm a senior at Wyalusing. I'm involved in cross-country and track and plan on attending the University of Southern California to study political science.
It is warmer there today. That's a good idea. Even under the theater lights today, it has not warmed up one bit here. London Edwards, welcome back.
Hi, my name is London Edwards. I am a senior and I participate in many clubs. I'm a member of the softball and volleyball teams, and after high school I plan to attend and pursue a master's degree in biomedical engineering.
Very good. And on the far stage left is Layla Botts. Welcome back.
Hi, my name is Layla Botts, and I'm a senior at Wyalusing Valley High School. I'm involved in soccer, basketball, and track and field, and I plan on attending a college on a pre-dental track.
Very good. Those are the Wyalusing Rams. Aaron, remind me, guys, or any of you, how far did you make it last year on the Scholarship Challenge? Third place. That's pretty great. All right. We've got some great competitors up here on the stage today. We also want to do a shout out. This is the part I always get so interested in what the kids are saying that I always forget to talk about the grown-ups. For the Wyalusing Rams, we want to thank advisor Nick Marbaker, Principal Gary Otis, Superintendent Dr. Jason Botleri from Wyalusing Rams, and across the state line in Waverly, a thanks to not class advisors, but scholarship Challenge team advisors Sandy Petrin, Ron Chamberlain, Principal Matt Talada, and Superintendent Eric Knowles of the Waverly Central School District. All right, we are off to the challenge here. Two experienced school districts, by the way. Wyalusing Rams were champions in 89 and 2020, and Waverly champions in 2002, 6, 7, and 2020. So here you are. Back again, face to face. All right, here we go. Let's do some questions this afternoon, or this morning. We're still morning. Let's do some questions this morning. This show would be great if we could find a good host. Question number 1, 10 points apiece on the first round between Waverly and Wyalusing. From 1815 to 1839, this nation was part of a united kingdom that included Luxembourg and Belgium and was ruled by William of Orange. Name this European country that once controlled both Indonesia and Suriname, has more bicycles than people, and is still famed for its tulips. Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
The Netherlands.
Netherlands is correct. Great job. For high schools and middle schools, this group's competitive events include data analysis, ethics, and writing a financial plan. Name this national group or its acronym whose... Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
FBLA.
That is correct. Good job. It's like reading your bio back to you, right? Pencils and paper ready. Give that 2 to the 10th power, or given that 2 to the 10th power is 1024. What is the simplest way to write the 20th root of 1024? Timer, please. And that would be square root of 2. Question 4. This structure's matrix contains the enzymes needed to perform the citric acid cycle inside the folds. Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
Mitochondria.
Yes, sir. Good job on that. That brings Wyalusing up to 30 points. Fictional works set in this state include Spoon River Anthology, Dandelion Wine, and Ordinary People. What Midwest state is also the setting of Richard Wright's Native Son, Veronica Roth's Divergent Trilogy, and Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing?
Illinois.
Illinois is also correct. Question 6. Raised in Australia, this singer came to the U.S. in the early 1970s and had a hit with I Honestly Love You. Name this singer whose passing in 2022 reminded many of her. Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
Olivia Newton-John.
You got it, Olivia Newton-John. The aria Nessun Dorma is written in this key, used by Handel for both his music for the Royal Fireworks and his Hallelujah Chorus. What musical key also heard in Pachelbel's Canon? Yeah, Ethan Lewis, go for it.
D major.
You got it. These guys are bailing me out left and right here today. If you can, try to ring in before I get to the part that's hard to pronounce, okay? No extra points for that. I just appreciate it. Question number 8, Wyalusing in the lead 60-0 over Wyalusing in the lead over Waverly 60-0 at the moment. Question 8, supported by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, this group is named for the Roman numeral, that is both the number of holes in its events and the score achieved with a birdie on each hole. Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
Golf.
Incorrect. We'll repeat for Waverly. Supported by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, this group is named for the Roman numeral that is both the number of holes in its events and the score achieved with a birdie on each hole of a par 4 course. Name this rival group of the Pro Golfers Association. I didn't know there was one either. Live, L-I-V. Todd, you know anything about that? No. You did? You did? Yeah. Well, you're retired. You would know all things golf. That's why I asked. Todd Bowers is one of our judges here today. I haven't even had a chance to introduce our judges on the air yet. Todd is here, Missy is here, and Mike Barata is here from Owego. He's the mayor of Owego, and he's back for his second year as a judge here on Scholarship Challenge. We appreciate you guys coming back. All right, question 9 between Waverly and Wyalusing in the first round. Meanings of this word include to deliberately start a fire, to put a broken bone back in the right place, and Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
Arson.
Incorrect. We'll repeat the question for Waverly. Meanings of this word include to deliberately start a fire, to put a broken bone back in the right place, and a group of Legos in the same box. Give this tree Brianna Wilson, Waverly.
Set.
Set is the word we're looking for, yes. Which galaxy outside the Milky Way shares its name with a major maker of kitchen appliances? That's another brand you'll become familiar with when you get older. Whirlpool Galaxy. So all these grown-up questions here. Things around the house and stuff like that. All right, that's the end of the first round between these two teams in this match, the third match of the day. So Waverly is on the board with 10 points, Wyalusing on the board with 40. We've still got 20 questions to go between these two teams. When we come back, we'll hear the school biography for Waverly on the Scholarship Challenge. Welcome back to Scholarship Challenge. I am Dave Radigan. My co-host with me on stage, my wife, Irene Radigan, and we are proud to be back on stage with you here at the Sayre Theater. Scholarship Challenge is something we look forward to doing every single year. This is our third year hosting, and it's an absolute blast to be up here. So thank you for tuning in and joining us in the theater wherever you are watching or listening from. We appreciate you enjoying Scholarship Challenge as much as we do here on stage. On stage with us, Waverly Wolverines and Wyalusing Rams. Let's get to know the Waverly Wolverines just a bit. Our bio reader for Waverly Wolverines Red Team is Radigan Media.
Waverly Central School District provides a quality educational program for all students. We offer a course sequence in engineering in collaboration with the Rochester Institute of Technology, RIT, and the nationally recognized Project Lead the Way curriculum. We also offer advanced placement courses with college credit through the Corning Community College Accelerated College Education Program and college courses from the College Now program at Tompkins Cortland Community College in all core subjects. Our students participate in academic competitions including Twin Tiers Quiz League and, of course, Scholarship Challenge. Our fine arts programs include photography, ceramics, drawing, and painting, in addition to both instrumental and vocal music programs that are among the best in our region. Our drama club will be presenting Honeymoon at Graveside Manor in our very own auditorium on April 14th and 15th. We offer leadership and team-building opportunities with programs such as Yes Leads, Leadership Crew, and Student Council. Our athletic programs are diverse and successful with a wide range of participation in every season. We at Waverly are honored to participate in Scholarship Challenge and would like to wish all the participants good luck.
Thank you, Reagan. We are into the second round of questions now between Waverly and Wyalusing. After this round of questions, before we start the third round, we'll get a school bio from Ethan Lewis of the Wyalusing Rams. Right now, down to business though, 40-10 is the score. Wyalusing is in the lead over Waverly. These are 10-point questions. This part of punctuation has types called vertical, forward, and backward. Name this punctuation mark whose forward type is often used to write dates by day, month, year. Brianna Wilson, Waverly.
A slash.
A slash is correct. We'll put one through that question. Established after World War II, this agency oversees more than $60 billion in federal procurement each year, as well as $500 billion of federal government property. That includes 200,000 federal cars. Identify this agency, abbreviated GSA. The General Services Administration. General Services Administration. Question 13. The common type of what constrictor snake is the heaviest in the world, even heavier than the python? Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing Rams.
Boa.
Incorrect. We'll repeat the question for Waverly. The common type of what constrictor snake is the heaviest in the world, even heavier than the python? Ada Sludel, Waverly Wolverines.
Anaconda?
Don't want none of that. That's correct. You okay?
You're fine.
Do you need a minute?
No, I'm good. I just have a song in my head, that's all.
I think we all do. Well, maybe these guys probably don't. I don't know. Do you know? You guys know that song? That made it to you? Okay. All right. Question 14. It's a family show, folks. National historic landmarks in this state include the only official royal palace in the United States. Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing.
Hawaii.
Hawaii is correct. Great job. Question 15. Banks who loan money to buy a house usually require someone whose down payment is less than 20% of the loan to buy PMI to protect the bank against loss, where PMI stands for what three-word phrase? Brianna Wilson, Waverly Wolverines.
Personal money investment.
Incorrect. That gives us the opportunity to read the question again for Wyalusing. If they care to chime in on this. Banks who loan money to buy a house usually require someone whose down payment is less than 20% of the loan to buy PMI to protect the bank against loss, where PMI stands for what three-word phrase? Time is up. Private mortgage insurance is the answer there. That's another grown-up question, too. All these great things on the horizon for you someday, maybe. All right, question 16. This area's most famous battle pitted the U.S. 7th Cavalry in 1876 against a victorious group of Indians led by Crazy Horse. Identify this Montana national monument that contains a national cemetery named for General George Custer, who died there at his last stand. Little Bighorn. Question 17. William Howard Taft proposed it while president and would have used it in his next job if it had been completed before his death in 1930. What Washington, D.C. building with a west facade that says equal justice under law is used by a major branch of the U.S. government? That is the U.S. Supreme Court building. Score is 40-20. Wyalusing in the lead over Waverly. Lord Carnarvon, eyes. I need eyes to work correctly for me here on the podium. Lord Carnarvon, Lord Carnarvon gave him one last year to find something valuable in the Valley of the Kings. After this man's death in 1939, several ancient treasures he'd taken for himself were returned to Egypt. Name this British archaeologist who, in 1922, found the tomb of King Tut. Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing.
Thomas Crawford.
Incorrect. We'll read it again for Waverly. Lord Carnarvon gave him one last year to find something valuable in the Valley of the Kings. After this man's death in 1939, several ancient treasures he'd taken for himself were returned to Egypt. Name this British archaeologist who, in 1922, found the tomb of King Tut. Carter. Howard Carter is what we were looking for there. All right, 2 questions left in this round. They are 10-pointers. After returning to his native Ireland, this author wrote his satire, A Tale of a Tub. Name this author whose most famous character travels into several remote nations of the world, first a surgeon and then a captain of several ships, and is named Lemuel Gulliver. No takers on stage. Anyone in the audience know that one? Swift is correct. Yep. 10 more points for the audience. You guys are catching up. That's right. That's right. Question 20. Pencils and paper ready. In terms of pi, give the area of a circle with a diameter of 20 inches. Ethan Lewis from Wyalusing.
100 pi.
That is correct. Good job. All right, Wyalusing is now in the lead with 40 points over Waverly's 20 points. It's a 20-point lead, 40-20. Wyalusing in the lead. Waverly, everybody got it? Okay, good. A little confusing here in the audience. I mean, the audience is applauding now and then, but I want to make a good excuse for you guys here. As we are in the Sayre Theater, they're getting ready to put on a radio play of Gatsby next weekend. So they're in rehearsals now. We're sharing a stage with them. We have an extra set of call letters above my head on the stage. What are they? I can't. There's WBFR. That's not one of our many stations. I don't know. Have you checked with anybody on that? That's not us. So I think that's from the Gatsby show. And then on the prosceniums of the stage here, we actually have, for the radio play, an on-air light over there and an applause sign over there. And it's not lighting up at all this morning. So that might be, don't wait for the sign to light up to applause is what I'm saying. It's okay. You can applause when you feel like it. But we have a wonderful set here at the Sayre Theater, and that radio play coming up, if something you might be interested to come out here and see, a production of the Bradford County Regional Arts Council. When we come back, we've got 10 more questions between Waverly and Wyalusing on the Scholarship Challenge. Stay tuned. Thank you and welcome back to the Sayre Theater as we broadcast live the 43rd Annual Scholarship Challenge. It's a third one for Irene and myself to host with you. The first one we were trained by none other than Chuck Carver, the host of this program and the creator of this program. Started in 1981, ran the show for 40 years, trained us for a day, handed over the baton, and here we are 3 years later with 37 less years experience than him. But don't you worry, by the year something, 37 years from now, you know, we might be half as good as he was at it when he finished. But thinking of him today on Scholarship Challenge Day, as we always are, and of course the Carver family listening from Lidditz, Pennsylvania today, all one big great Scholarship Challenge family here. And Irene is wearing Ohio State red. Does this check out for you, Todd? Is that the correct shade of red?
All right.
Yeah, good. Trying to honor everyone here today as we continue with Scholarship Challenge. We've got Waverly and Wyalusing on the stage. Wyalusing's in the lead, 40 points to 20. We've gone through all of the 10-point questions. We have 10 20-point questions left between these two teams here. Before we go on any further, we want to check in with Ethan Lewis from the Wyalusing Rams, who's going to tell us a bit about Wyalusing School District.
Wyalusing is a community of ands. From our state-level sports teams to our nationally ranked music programs, our warm-hearted teachers to our bucolic location nestled in the heart of the Endless Mountains, Wyalusing encompasses some of the very best aspects of high school education. On behalf of Wyalusing Scholarship Challenge, we thank Choice 102 for this opportunity to compete with these stellar teams. Scholarship Challenge allows the power of knowledge in the rush of competition to bring out the very best scholarship in students, and we thank you for this challenge and competition.
We thank you, Ethan Lewis, and your team, the Wyalusing Rams, for being here, along with the Waverly Wolverines and all the other teams here today, Sullivan County, Sayre, and Grace Christian joining us as well. We thank you for joining us in the theater and tuning in wherever you may be listening from Corning, Elmira, Sayre, Waverly, Towanda, Owego, Binghamton. Thank you for turning on this Radigan Media radio station and listening to this competition here today. We're having fun doing some quiz questions here on the radio today. 10 questions left between these two teams, Waverly and Wyalusing. They're worth 20 points apiece if they get them right. It's a 10-point penalty if they get them wrong. Let's see how we do. Score is 40 to 20, Wyalusing in the lead. A common example of this process, preventable by painting exposed metal, is when iron is subjected to water and oxygen. Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
Rusting. Rust.
Judges, how do you feel about that? I'm leaning towards no. All right. That's a hard no from the judges. So we'll do this, and then we will reread the question for the Waverly Wolverines. A common example of this process, preventable by painting exposed metal, is when iron is subjected to water and oxygen gas until it becomes rusty. Name this chemical process defined as metal deteriorating because of redox processes. Brianna Wilson, Waverly Wolverines.
Oxidation.
Also no. Also no. All right. The correct answer that we were looking for is corrosion. Question 22. This word comes from the last name of Nicholas, a character in an 1831 French play known for his devotion to Napoleon. What word today most often precedes pig in describing a man who thinks of all women as inferior to himself? Chauvinist. Question 23. In his only collection of poetry, he says, quote, I am large, I contain multitudes, end quote. In his poem, I sing the body electric. Name this American poet of the 1800s who also included his poems Song of Myself and When Lilacs Last in the Dooryard Bloomed in his collection Leaves of Grass. Walt Whitman is the answer. Question 24. This country got its second female president ever in 2022, a woman from the Santali tribe, who is the first member of a scheduled tribe to hold the position. Name this country where, as president, she may be able to appoint the successor to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. India. Score is 30-10 while Lusing is in the lead. These are 20-point questions. I've got 6 left. The transformer type of this device is very reliable but is heavy and expensive. Name this device used in a solar energy system, the opposite of a rectifier that converts the DC electricity from solar panels into the AC electricity needed to run a house. Oh, no takers on stage. Anybody back at the engineering table want to give me that answer? Yeah, all the engineers, all 3 of them are inverter. Yep, that's right. 10 points for the engineers, guys. Give them a round of applause. Question 26. This college, founded in 1910 to train school teachers, has sports teams called the Golden Flashes. What Ohio college became better known in the spring of 1970 when 4 of its students, who were protesting in the U.S. invasion of Cambodia, were shot dead by National Guardsmen? No takers on stage. Todd, the answer is Kent State is correct. 10 points for the judges now. Boy, everybody's getting in on the action today. That's true. That's true. I don't even know why I asked him. But you knew it before without looking, right? Yeah. Missy, did he cheat? Okay. All right, good. All right. Question 27. The teams on stage are Wyalusing and Waverly. Wyalusing's in the lead 30-10. Question 27. He made so much money as a concert pianist in the early 1800s that he retired at age 35 and devoted his life to the operas of Wagner, and to his religion. What Hungarian composer became a monk in 1865 after composing Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2? Liszt. Question 28. The vertical band of green in the country's flag stands for independence, while the red stands for union and the white in the middle represents Roman Catholicism. Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing Rams.
Italy.
Incorrect. I'll repeat the question for Waverly. The vertical band of green in this country's flag stands for independence, while the red stands for union, and the white in the middle represents Roman Catholicism. Name this country bordered on its south by Belize and Guatemala. No ringing from Waverly. Do you know it now? Any takers just for fun on Wyalusing? Mexico was the correct answer, yes. Question 29. Name the Asian religion whose texts, known as the Tripitaka, use terms like, oh, Lord. Wow.
There you go. You got saved.
Let's have it, Reagan Raw.
Hinduism?
Incorrect. Okay, now I gotta read it again. Here we go. Technically, I didn't read it yet. Name the Asian religion whose texts, known as the Tripitaka. Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing.
Buddhism?
Yes. That's 20 points for just knowing what I was thinking. All right. Final question between these two. Wyalusing's in the lead 40-0 for Waverly. Question 30. Name the Verdi opera based on a Shakespeare play that, while being created, had a working title of Iago. Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
Romeo and Juliet.
Incorrect. We'll repeat for Waverly. Name the Verdi opera based on a Shakespeare play that, while being created, had a working title of Iago. Othello. All right, that concludes the competition between Waverly Wolverines red team and the Wyalusing Rams. Wyalusing Rams have won it, 30 points to none at the moment. And that will do it for these two teams here on stage. Waverly, what did you think of today's scholarship challenge? Did you have fun up here?
Well, it was very hard.
It is hard. These are difficult questions, even to pronounce. I'm not looking for sympathy, I'm just saying. Thank you guys for being here. Brianna Wilson, the team captain, Ada Sludel, Reagan Rott, and Antonio Cusano. Another round of applause for the Waverly Wolverines red team. All right, the Wyalusing Rams can stay put here on stage, and as we go to break, we welcome up Grace Christian back to the stage in a competition between these two now on Scholarship Challenge. Thank you, Mr. Caldwell. It is the 43rd Annual Scholarship Challenge, and we are broadcasting live from the Sayre Theater, which is owned by the Bradford County Regional Arts Council, where I'm a proud board member, and pleased to be here today. They're wonderful hosts of this event. As we approach 12 o'clock, it is 11:55. This is a live radio broadcast across 17 radio stations in the southern tier of New York and the northern tier of Pennsylvania. We've been quizzing all morning long here. We started off with a competition between Sullivan County and Sayre Blue Team. The Sayre School District submitting 2 teams to Scholarship Challenge this year. So Sullivan County and Sayre. Sullivan won in that competition. And now, what are we doing here? So what we have going on here, I'm updating on the fly. This is good. Make sure all my notes are up to speed here. So, sorry about that. So what we have in our brackets, which by the way are at choice102.com if you'd like to play along at home, we had Sullivan County and Sayre face off against one another this morning. Sullivan won that, and then Sullivan went up against Grace Christian, then Grace Christian won that, so now Grace Christian's back up on stage. Then we moved over to Waverly and Wyalusing, and Wyalusing won that, so now Wyalusing advances to go against Grace Christian, and if my pencil works right, that's who we have on stage, Grace Christian and Wyalusing. We've learned about both districts already. Both have read us their school bios. We've introduced both teams, so we are ready to play Scholarship Challenge. 30 questions left on the day as we approach 12 o'clock. The first 2 rounds, just like before, are 10-point questions. The final round will be 20-point questions. There's one substitution on the stage here. We do have 4 seats on stage for each team. However, teams may have more than 4 members, and so a substitution from the last time Grace Christian Academy was on stage. Jayla Daniel takes a seat in the auditorium, the theater, I keep calling it an auditorium, in the Sayre Theater, and Alan Van Ostrand joins us on stage next to Caleb Van Ostrand and Colby Johnson and June Choi. So that's what's going on here. Welcome to the stage, Alan, and let's get ready to quiz here. Question number 1, between Grace Christian and Wyalusing Rams. The website of this #1 car maker in customer satisfaction links to its vehicles with 2 or 3 wheels, its generators and outboard motors, and its Acura car brand. Name this Japanese car company. Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing Rams.
Mitsubishi.
Incorrect. We'll repeat the question for Grace Christian. The website of this #1 car maker in customer satisfaction links to its vehicles with 2 or 3 wheels, its generators and outboard motors, and to its Acura car brand. Name this Japanese car company. Colby Johnson, Grace Christian Academy.
Toyota.
While they are a sponsor of the event, that is an incorrect answer. Honda is the answer we were looking for. There is a Williams Honda, by the way, in Elmira. Okay, question number 2. Not to get too tied up with our sponsors. Pencils and paper ready. As a mixed number, give the sum of 2.5 and 0.625. June Choi.
1.125.
Incorrect. We will repeat the question for Wyalusing Rams. As a mixed number, give the sum of 2.5 and 0.625. The answer, 3 1/8. Question number 3. In 1970, he invoked the War Measures Act after Quebecois. I'm going to start this from the beginning so it sounds a little bit more smooth. In 1970, he invoked the War Measures Act after Quebecois terrorists began kidnapping government officials. What Prime Minister of Canada from 1968 to 1984 was the father of the country's current Prime Minister? Colby Johnston.
Trudeau.
Trudeau. That is 10 points for Grace Christian. Good job. Score is a little alarming looking when you peek at the scoreboard at the moment. Both teams are tied at -10, which I believe is also the current temperature outside. Question number 4. In 2022, this entertainer decided not to have a theater named for him at his alma mater, Washington, D.C.'s Duke Ellington School of Arts. Name this black comedian whose controversial specials for Netflix have included Sticks and Stones and The Closer. Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle is correct. Good job. Wyalusing is now in the lead with 0 points. The first Broadway drama written by a black woman is set in Chicago, where Benitha is dealing with her father's death, and Mama and Walter Lee are deciding what to do with the money from his life insurance. Name this play by Lorraine Hansberry. Colby Johnson, Grace Christian.
A Raisin in the Sun.
That is correct. Good job. Now everyone's tied at 0. Helium is now used in hot air balloons instead of what lighter element? Because Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing Rams.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen is correct. Great job. Wyalusing takes the lead now with 10 points. A museum in Colombia has more than 34,000 artworks containing this substance, including many pieces made of this metal in combination with copper and the Musica raft that inspired the legend of El Dorado. Name this precious metal. Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
Gold.
Gold is correct. Good job. The Rita Hayworth film Blood and Sand tells of competitors in what sport popular in Mexico and Spain? Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
Soccer or football?
Incorrect. We'll repeat the question for Grace Christian. The Rita Hayworth film Blood and Sand tells of competitors in what sport popular in Mexico and Spain? Time is up. Bullfighting is the answer. Question 9. Give the term for molten underground rock that hasn't yet come to the surface and become... Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing.
Magma.
Magma is correct. Question number 10. This company sponsors a soccer team in its headquarters city of Leverkusen. Identify this German company whose cross logo shows 2 perpendicular lines meeting at the letter Y and that is best known in the U.S. for its aspirin. Bayer. All right, that is the end of round 1 between Grace Christian and the Wyalusing Rams. Wyalusing in the lead, 20-0. We'll be back with round 2 questions next on the 43rd Annual Scholarship Challenge.
Sponsored by Williams Toyota. Here are your hosts, Dave and Irene Radigan.
20 questions left on the day, unless Tawanda and Tioga Center show up. We'll try to keep it to 20, but this is the first day of Scholarship Challenge 2023. They gave us a run for our money last year in the last broadcast, the finals of last year. 11 tiebreaker questions to settle the dispute between those two teams before we had a winner. Are they back on the same page this year? No. Okay. All right. Whew. Just checking. Two other great, really great Scholarship Challenge teams. Honored to have Grace Christian and Wyalusing Rams back up on stage with us today. Grace Christian, I think it's been a couple of years since Grace Christian was on Scholarship Challenge with us, so it's nice to have you back. I had mentioned a substitution here on stage where Alan Van Ostrand joined us. I'd like to take a moment for Alan to introduce himself to us today.
Thank you. My name is Alan Van Ostrand, and I attend Grace Christian Academy as a junior, and I plan on coming back next year as a senior.
Excellent. Thank you for being here, Alan. Appreciate you joining us for Scholarship Challenge. Okay, back to those 20 questions we were talking about. Literally, 20 questions left today. Legally defined as conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state. What 8-letter crime completes this title of a set of 4 U.S. laws passed in 1798 called the Alien and Blank Act? Colby Johnston, Grace Christian.
The Alien and Sedition Act.
That is correct. Good job. Question 12. Begun by teachers at Virginia Tech, this group's members often wear a blue corduroy jacket. Identify this youth organization or its acronym, whose career development events include dairy, horse, and livestock. Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing.
FFA.
FFA, Future Farmers of America. That's correct. The Vistula Spit Canal was opened in 2022 on the 83rd anniversary of the 1939 Polish invasion by what country 3 weeks after Germany invaded? Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
Hungary.
Incorrect. We will repeat the question for Grace Christian. The Vistula Spit Canal was opened in 2022 on the 83rd anniversary of the 1939 Polish invasion by what country 3 weeks after Germany invaded?
The Soviet Union.
Soviet Union is correct. Colby Johnston from Grace Christian. Independence. Oh, we're tied up. 2020. Grace and Wyalusing. Question 14. Independence, Missouri. Independence, Missouri. That's a location, by the way. Boise, Idaho. Wow. This is the part where my tongue starts to get tied. I know you can hear it. Sorry about that. Let's start fresh on this question. Independence, Missouri, Boise, Idaho, and the city of Pendleton are all stops on which National Historic Trail named for its destination state? Colby Johnson, Grace Christian.
The Oregon Trail.
That's correct. This order of animals includes the lorisids, the marmosets, and the lemurs, named by Linnaeus for being the highest order of animals. What order of mammals that often have opposable thumbs include gorillas and human beings? Colby Johnston, Grace Christian.
Primates.
Primates is correct. By the early 1800s, this island was one of the world's biggest whaling ports. The Italian ship Andrea Doria collided with another ship off what Massachusetts island off the coast of Cape Cod and near Martha's Vineyard? Nantucket. Give the musical term defined by the online music history text Explorations 1 as a metrical unit containing a fixed number of beats separated. Ethan Lewis, Wyalusing.
Measure.
Measure is correct. Separated by a staff by bar lines. Question 18. Grace Christian's in the lead, 40-20 on Wyalusing. Let's reset that. Name the South American country whose new president, Gabriel Boric, is the country's first leftist president since 1973, when Salvador Allende was removed from power. No takers on that question. Chile. Question 19. This man's poetic subjects included Renaissance painters Andrea del Sarto and Fra Filippo Lippi. Famed for his long poem, The Ring and the Book, what 19th century British poet, who also wrote My Last Duchess, was the husband of fellow poet Elizabeth Barrett? Browning. Last question in this round. The shortest distance between 2 points on the surface of this object is called a geodesic. The surface area of this object is 4 pi times its radius squared. Give the geometry term for this ball a 3. London Edwards, Wyalusing.
Sphere.
Sphere is correct. Good job, London. Right, that's the end of the second round between these two teams, Grace Christian Academy and the Wyalusing Rams. Grace Christian is in the lead, 40-10 over Wyalusing. We've got 10 questions left. They're worth 20 points apiece, and we'll find out who's going to take the most of them coming up next on Scholarship Challenge. Welcome back to the Sayre Theater. We are here in the midst of Scholarship Challenge, our first day of the year. It's the first of 6 Saturdays we'll spend together doing a Scholarship Challenge from the Sayre Theater. We have Grace Christian Academy on the stage and Wyalusing Rams with us as well. The score has been corrected actually during the break. The score is tied at 40 all, Grace Christian and Wyalusing. Joining us here today as part of this overall production, there's lots of moving parts. One of the parts that, well, doesn't have to move much, gets to sit in the front row, are the judges and the judges' table. And one of the things we do is we look for some people who can help us be judges and have my back here on stage and make sure that I'm doing a good job and that the kids are doing a good job and that the answers are accurate. And we're honored to have our judges here today. We want to say hello and thank you to Todd and Missy Bowers, who are with us today. Good morning, or good afternoon, actually. Thank you for being here. Make sure that light turns green for you. and make sure the guys back at the table turn on our wireless mic. There we go. Todd Bowers, longtime business partner with Chuck Carver, the former owner of WATS WAVR Choice 102. They own the radio stations together for a whole great big long chunk of years, including during the inception of Scholarship Challenge. So it's kind of cool to have Todd and Missy here to join us on Scholarship Challenge. And Missy also came to work for the radio stations for several years in the sales department. So what's it like being back at Scholarship Challenge, Todd?
It's great. It's been a couple of years, but you guys are doing a great job, and it's something that was near and dear, of course, to Chuck Carver. That was his baby from the very beginning, and I think everybody's really happy to see the Radigans continue the tradition. It's wonderful.
Well, we're having fun. We're just, if we could find somebody that knew how to speak correctly, I think the show would be a whole lot better.
You're hanging in there. You'll get through it, man.
There's no contest between me and the kids here. The kids are clearly smarter than the host, and I think that comes through on the radio. But it's nice to have you here, and you were around when the Scholarship Challenge was created, right?
Yes, right from the get-go. It was Chuck's thing. He loves the show Jeopardy, and I don't think he ever missed a show of Jeopardy, and actually tried out a couple of times but was unsuccessful. He was chagrined about that. But this is sort of his way of
I'll host my
bringing
own show.
that to the masses here locally.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, Missy, what did it take to get Todd out of bed this morning on a Saturday in retirement?
Actually, it wasn't too hard.
Okay.
When Irene called, she was smart to call me first. And at that point, I just said, oh, and Todd would be happy to join me.
Yeah, that's perfect. See, so you got voluntold is what happened.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And have you've judged Scholarship Challenge before?
I have, yeah, on several occasions. I was always sort of the guy that whatever needed to be done behind the scenes or fill in as a judge or the announcer, whatever, that's what happened. I was happy to do that.
That's good. Well, it's an important job for sure. We need to keep our eyes and our ears and our mouth straight and make sure that everything comes out the way that it's intended. I also want to say good morning to our third judge at the table this morning, joining us back for his second year, a good friend of ours who also happens to be the mayor of the village of Owego. Good morning, Mike Barata.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here with us. How are things in Owego?
Oh, we're good as usual.
Yeah? What's new and exciting up the river?
Oh, we got a lot of exciting stuff.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I know.
That's my fault. But what's the biggest project that's being worked on in the village right now?
We got a lot of DRI projects coming this spring, so
That's
those are
good.
big.
You have a multi-million-dollar confectionery there.
That is true too.
In the near future too, with a whole lot of money going into the River Row there, where Fuddy Duddies is moving into. So that'll be very interesting to follow as well.
Yeah, all exciting stuff.
Yeah, great stuff. And I appreciate your service in village government. Not an easy job anywhere, for sure. But we appreciate that. How many years have you been mayor now?
This will be my 6th year, coming up in a couple of weeks.
Wow. You're the mayor through COVID.
Yep.
Wow. Well, you're doing a great job. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
being here, Mike. I appreciate it. One of the other acknowledgments we'd like to make today are our patrons. In addition to the many business sponsors who make Scholarship Challenge possible, we'd also like to thank our patrons who make individual donations to Scholarship Challenge. These are the ones who contribute to the scholarship money. Athens Rotary, JP Financial Services, Jenny Payne, CFP, Sons of Italy, Sullivan County Education Association, Towanda Rotary Club, and of course the Kwasnoski and Lucas families. We appreciate that. Donations are still being accepted for this year's Scholarship Challenge that help cover this year's prize money. They can be made out to Scholarship Challenge and dropped off or mailed to our office at 193 South Keystone Avenue in Sayre, PA, 18840. We encourage you individually or any groups you may be affiliated with to contribute to Scholarship Challenge. That does help make up the $6,500 in prize money that will be doled out to these students who work so hard to earn it here at Scholarship Challenge. Great event, 19 school districts, 22 teams, 43rd year. It's absolutely fantastic, and we thank you for making this broadcast part of your day today. Let's get back to some questions. We're tied, 40-40. We've been at this for a couple of hours now, and here we are. Everything's leveled up. Everything's even. We've got two teams on stage, Grace Christian Academy, Wyalusing Rams, and 10 questions to figure out who's going to be coming back here to join us for scholarship finals on March 11th. Let's get into it. This chemical that may be light yellow at room temperature is created by volcanoes and forest fires. Used in paint and found in tobacco smoke, what aromatic compound? Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing.
Sulfur.
Incorrect. We'll repeat the question for Grace Christian. This chemical that may be light yellow at room temperature is created by volcanoes and forest fires. Used in paint and found in tobacco smoke, what aromatic compound with chemical formula C6H6 has a molecule found by Frederick Kekulé to be shaped like a ring? Benzene. In September 2022, it was damaged by explosions just before a Baltic pipeline opened between Poland and Denmark. Give the two-word name for this pair of undersea natural gas pipelines between Russia and Germany, often referred to as NS1 and NS2. Colby Johnston, Grace Christian Academy.
Nord Stream.
Nord Stream is correct. Good job. Grace Christian takes the lead 60-30 over Wyalusing. The U.S. Army's official song, "The Army Goes Rolling Along," mentions a caisson, which is a cart with wheels that is used to move military supplies. Spell caisson. No takers. C-A-I-S-S-O-N. Question 24. This poem tells of a man traveling through Massachusetts on horseback, warning of a British attack. Give the three-word name of this Longfellow poem, whose lines include one if by land, two if by sea, and whose title characters' actions on... Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing.
Paul Revere's Ride.
Paul Revere's Ride is correct. Great job, Aaron. 60-50 now. 10 points between Grace Christian and Wyalusing. Grace Christian in the lead. What SI unit of measurement is named? What SI unit of pressure is named after a French mathematician? Ethan Lewis at the last minute with the Wyalusing Rams.
Tor.
Incorrect. We will repeat the question for Grace Christian. What SI unit of pressure is named after a French mathematician? Pascal. Question number 26 of 30. He died in prison before his scheduled execution for the murder he committed on November 24, 1963, 2 days after he heard that John Kennedy had been shot. What businessman who shot Lee Harvey Oswald after Oswald shot Kennedy? Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing.
Jack Ruby.
Jack Ruby is correct. Good job, Aaron. It's tied up at 60 all now. What French landmark closes every July 14th to prepare for its major fireworks show in the evening? The Eiffel Tower. Name the largest landlocked country in South America that calls itself a plurinational state. Includes Aymara and Coicha. Colby Johnson, Grace Christian Academy.
Bolivia.
Glad you knew what I was talking about. Good job. I didn't. All right, we are at 80-60. Grace Christian is in the lead. 2 questions to go. He spent a day in a furious duel with Ajax and killed Patroclus before facing off against Achilles? Who killed him and then dragged his corpse around the walls of Troy? Aaron Salzman, Wyalusing.
Paris.
That is incorrect. Repeating for Grace Christian, he spent a day in a furious duel with Ajax and killed Patroclus before facing off against Achilles, who killed him and then dragged his corpse around the walls of Troy. Name this son of Priam and prince of Troy who appears in the Iliad.
Hector.
Colby Johnston from Grace Christian Academy with the correct answer. Hector. Score is now 100-50 with Grace Christian in the lead. And one last question. Name the jazz trumpet great whose piece Deception appears on his classic film Birth of the Cool, and whose piece Flamenco Sketches is the last track on his album Kind of Blue. Miles Davis, the answer we're looking for there. And that does it for this match between Grace Christian Academy and the Wyalusing Rams. Great job to both teams. Final score 100-50 here on the stage at the Sayre Theater. We will take a break in a moment. Before we do that, I would like to check in with the Wyalusing Rams team captain Aaron Salzman, Ethan Lewis, London Edwards, Layla Botts. Second time for this team back on stage here today at Scholarship Challenge. How many of y'all are seniors?
All of us.
All four of you are seniors.
Yep.
Bittersweet departure today on the Scholarship Challenge stage. We've spent some time together up here, but what are your thoughts on Scholarship Challenge? Have you guys had fun with it?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. Now, you guys practice at Scholarship Challenge throughout the school year, right? How does that work?
Yeah, we meet 10th periods when we're available, because we're all pretty busy seniors, so it's when we're available. Yeah, and we just run through questions with our dinky little buzzer system that it doesn't work a lot, but we try. Yeah, you just go through it just in a less formal way.
Yeah. Well, you guys have done a wonderful job up here on stage, and we appreciate you guys being part of the Scholarship Challenge. And now that you'll be graduating seniors, you're qualified to come back as judges. So how about that? Keep that one in mind. Aaron Salzman, Ethan Lewis, London Edwards, and Layla Botts, thank you for joining us from the Wyalusing Rams, representing their school district on Scholarship Challenge. Do you have one break left in there, or have we done it already? You got a couple left. Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. We're going to chat with the Grace Christian Academy Eagles here as we wrap up Scholarship Challenge for the day today. Thank you for tuning in today and joining us at the Sayre Theater as we broadcast live. It is 12:30 as we wrap up today's Scholarship Challenge. And in the last couple of years, we've done double sessions each day, two shows back-to-back, a morning show at 10 a.m. and a 2 p.m. or something along those lines. But that was always a bit of a rush to get everything switched over in the middle. So we've gone back to just single sessions each day so that we can head off from here and come back again. So that means instead of double sessions in just 3 days, we'll have single sessions and 6 days to get us through Scholarship Challenge. So that's kind of how it works. You can follow along with our bracket. I guarantee you that the basketball players will not be asking us to do brackets for them anytime soon, but nor would I want to, but you can follow along with our bracket on the Choice 102 Facebook page. We'll be sharing that around so you can see it and fill things in as we go. Joining us on stage now with the Wyalusing Rams and the Grace Christian Academy Eagles are their team advisors, and I'd like to chat with Nick Marbaker, who is the advisor for the Wyalusing Rams, who as we said before the break, have spent a lot of time up on this stage. You guys have worked hard.
Yeah, it's been quite a long, process and procedure just having them practice, and I'm just really proud of this group, just having the same group 2 years in a row, just having the camaraderie that they have with each other. They were hoping for a bigger size check this year because last year they had the picture with the smaller check, but they enjoyed coming here, and I enjoy it too, so it's great.
You guys impress us every single time you come up here, so we appreciate you sharing your knowledge with us and your expertise and giving us a tiny little glimpse into all the hard work that you guys put into your academics and joining us here at Scholarship Challenge. So great job, and thank you for doing that. Round of applause from our audience, please, for the Wyalusing Rams. Also joining us here, along with the Grace Christian Academy Eagles, is the advisor for the Grace Christian Academy, and that is Chris Gorsline. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You guys have worked hard during the school year to get ready for Scholarship Challenge a bit, right?
Well, for at least for the last month or so. We really weren't sure, having missed last year, we were able to pull a team together this year, and so they definitely were enthusiastic and put the work in for it. So.
We have changed the Scholarship Challenge rules, opening up eligibility now for freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors, which will help some districts field teams. Now, of this team here, guys, Colby, Caleb, Alan, June, and Jayla, who's here somewhere, what year are you guys in school?
I'm in 9th grade.
9th. 11th.
Sophomore.
Okay, so there's a good possibility that not only will we be seeing you here on Saturday, March 11th for finals, but we may have you back over the next few years to join us again for Scholarship Challenge. So that'll be pretty cool.
We will be. Looking forward to it.
So what are the plans between now and March 11th? How do you guys prepare for finals?
We put a lot of time in during their lunch hours. We'll go out there, and again, just like everyone else, it seems, we have our questions and we go over our strategies and practice those the wordings and some of the traps you may set in the questions so that they're aware of it. So we prepare pretty hard for it.
That's good. There's a lot of traps in these questions, even for me, so that's great. Well, congratulations to Grace Christian Academy. They've won through a few rounds here today. They defeated Sullivan County earlier in the day and have just defeated Wyalusing as well. Nice, hard-fought competition here today with Scholarship Challenge. It is the 43rd Annual FCCB Scholarship Challenge. It is presented by Williams Toyota, and we appreciate those sponsorships for joining us here in making Scholarship Challenge possible. The top 8 teams will earn cash prizes. 5th through 8th places are $250 each, so there will be, if I am correct, a check going to the Wyalusing Rams for their efforts here today. 3rd and 4th places are $500 prizes each. 2nd place prize $1,500, and the 1st place prize will be $3,000. Joining us next Saturday here on the stage at the Sayre Theater will be Montrose, Athens Silver Team, Spencer Van Etten, Sayre, and Notre Dame. Same format next Saturday as this Saturday, so it'll be fun to follow along, and we'll get to fill in another name, second name of what team will be going to join us in finals. Special thank you to Elaine Poost and the Bradford County Regional Arts Council for hosting us at the Sayre Theater for the third year in a row. Also thanks to C&N Bank, Dandy Mini Marts, Elderwood, Elmira College, Guthrie Community Credit Union, IRFCU, Jeff Paul, Plumbing and Heating, Landy and Rossetti, the Guthrie Clinic, Tioga ASAP Coalition, Tioga State Bank, and Valley Energy for sponsoring us this year on Scholarship Challenge. And to our patrons, too, for whom without their support this event would not be possible. Huge thank you to our Radigan Media staff that have spent countless hours making Scholarship Challenge happen while running 17 stations on the daily. I appreciate that. My wife, Irene, our Vice President of Radigan Media, Station Manager Sherry Iyer, our entire production crew, the judges, volunteers that spent our Saturday with us today. Until next week, thank you for tuning in to Scholarship Challenge. I'm Dave Radigan. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Thank you for listening to Scholarship Challenge.
Scholarship Challenge is a production of the Radigan Media Group in cooperation with area school districts.